right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call halayim la Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakodash. Double honors to the Apostle Great Millstone. Peace, salutations to the election. All right, the remnant of Israel that's chosen to return in the last times, you know, which we're living in now, truly. All right, yeah, the title of this one's going to be, you know what I'm saying, about the war on drugs. You know, and these rappers, celebrities, entertainers, they're set up to deceive you, man. You know, they're set up to deceive you. They're set up to get you into jail, prison, or death. You know, at the end of the day, everything that you listen to on the radio, everything you listen to on TV, or watching on TV, I should say, everything that you see, like on the magazines and on the billboards, you know, everything you watch, like the BET Hip Hop Awards. If you watch, you know, they used to have the Source Awards. Back in the day, it used to be like more clean. Like you had the Soul Train and everything. Like people just dancing, everybody was in shape. Now, like you turn on the TV, you got these little boys, girls watching Didi Osama. They're watching these game bangers, rappers. I mean, it's not only in America. You understand this? Like, it's all over the world. You go to the UK. If you go to the UK, they got the same drill music crap that they have here, bro. They have niggas like Central C, you know, which he's a white boy looking Jake, you know, probably Judah or something like that. But you know, they got all the little girls crazy in the UK and shit, right? All right. Back in the day, you remember, like, it used to be like the music used to have some type of substance, you know what I mean? The music used to have some type of substance. It used to be like, you know, it was different, bro. It was like a different vibration. You grew up watching, you know, Mike get down and moonwalk, and it was just like a different, you know, Luther Vandross and these different guys, right? That was like real singers, man, you know, real entertainers, and it was like more wholesome music, you know. But nowadays, all you have to look forward to and watch is just demonic nigga shit, bro. It's like there's not one single mainstream artist that's not doing some demonic worship, that's not praising the devil out in the open, that's not doing some ritual bloodbath. You know what I'm saying? That the woman is not naked, butt ass naked, with her nipple showing like Janet Jackson. You know, back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Justin Timberlake ripped her boob open, and it was like a big scandal or whatever. But you know, like you nowadays, like they just out there with it. They're just out there with it, man. And they're literally worshiping the devil on the stage. Like they don't even hide their hands no more, because they don't have to hide no more. We're at the end, so they don't even feel like you gotta hide. The devil deals with something called the revealing of the method. Like he'll show you everything, like right in your face. Super Bowl commercials. Every Super Bowl commercial you watch, they all got a pyramid in it. They're all worshiping the devil. They all got the all-seeing eye. They all got like an Illuminati cult going on. The Doritos commercials, all these commercials, man. All these commercials, all these infomercials. You know what I'm saying? Everything is geared towards you being a devil worshiper. You being a, you know what I'm saying? Everything is geared towards you becoming just a reprobate. You know what I mean? This society is geared to make you a reprobate. So if you look at the leadership, if you look at the people who you have to look up to, you know what I'm saying, these so-called celebrities, they're all set up to destroy you. This guy did one video, this guy called D1, he's like some type of rapper, I don't know. He looked like a fool with some type of weird bird's nest on his head. But, you know, he tries to, like, you know, be positive for the community and this and that bullshit, which all these guys are insiders. If you're part of the industry, you got to be an insider. But there's levels to this thing. So he was talking about Meek Mill, right? And he was talking about Rick Ross and shit, and how like Rick Ross is like 40, 48 years old, 47. I don't know how old. And he's still talking like he's 19. You know, like he's a young drill artist coming up in the slums and shit. You know, he's still talking like he's some type of broke dude. You know, in the hood. You know, selling dope and shit. When this guy was never what he talks about. You know. what this guy did was become a correctional officer. He was a correctional officer. You know what I'm saying? Which actually he was a government informant, because you gotta understand that these correctional officers and people that work and, like, you know what I'm saying, that surround these criminals, and they got access to the streets and all that, a lot of them are dirty, and they work for both sides. They play both sides, you know what I'm saying? They make their own money, and then they pocket the money from the government, but they also take, like, you know what I'm saying, bribes and shit. And, you know, this dude was probably was selling dope and shit like that in the prisons and stuff like that, but he wasn't the real Rick Ross, obviously. The real Rick Ross was also another government informant, which that shows you that, like, look, bro, they're all working for the white man, all right? And they've all sold out. And these are the people that you're looking up to as your leadership, you know what I'm saying? These are the people that, you know, that Jake aspires to be. They want to be like Meek Mills, you know what I'm saying? They want to be like, well, Meek Mills is a Mo, okay? Rick Ross is a Mo. They're all Mo's, all right? They all deal with men, and evidenced in that one party where they all went to the white party. Michael Rubin was throwing the party. He's like some type of Philadelphia billionaire, and I don't know what the hell he owns or whatever the hell, but he's one of them small headers, man. And he threw the party. All the little celebrities were there. Kim K, Kylian Mbappe, all these people, you know. For Kylian Mbappe to come all the way from France to the fucking party, you already know that, you know what I'm saying, you already know who's in power. The so-called Jews in power, man. So yeah, everybody was there, and the baby Meek Mill, they were all taking pictures, all look, you know what I'm saying, getting sodomized and shit, right? So, like I said, the rap culture and the drugs and all this shit has been used to weaponize to destroy you, the youth. You know what I'm saying? Because we was all at one point listening to this rap crap. You know what I'm saying? This rap bullshit. All right, this because rap itself wasn't bad back in the day. There was positive messages about it, but now it's used. It's been weaponized. It's just like an art form. It's an art form that Jake is good at, because Jake is the salt of the earth. The Lord, as a matter of fact, let me get this right here real quick, because they that carried us away captives required of us a song, man. They required of us mirth. They required of us to sing us one of the songs of Zion, man. They wanted us to perform for them, man. You know what I mean? But eventually they used that talent. They see the talent that's in you, you know, and they use you to push agendas, man. You know, they know that you're talented. They see there's a lot of Jakes that's talented, but the only ones that make it are the ones that's willing to push the agenda, that's willing to be Mo's, that's willing to you know what I'm saying, that's willing to do the extra, to go the extra mile, man. You know what I'm saying, to serve the devil. Because you could be talented, but you're not gonna be on the charts. You're not gonna be number one. You're not gonna be like Peso Pluma, or you're not gonna be like KCNet. You know, you're not gonna be the number one streamer of the year, this and that, right? Unless you push the agenda. Recently, this guy KCNet and his crew, the AMP, have been pushing the prison agenda. You know, making it cool for niggas to go to prison. You know, making it acceptable to, you know, like making it, giving their impression to these kids that, you know, it's cool to be up in jail. It's cool to commit crimes, and to be a dumbass, and to, you know, because they did this little mini series where they all went to prison. Shit got a bunch of views and everywhere. You know, it was him, Drewski, all them guys, Duke Dennis, and the rest of them niggas. But just goes to show you that they love to push that agenda. Kodak Black, same thing, locked up. You know, Akon, locked up, won't let me out. All this different shit, right? All these guys, all these different individuals, they all in that same spirit. They all push forth that damn prison or jail agenda, you know, for our people, because what they want is to destroy you Israelite men first and foremost, because they already have the minds of the women. You know what I'm saying? They already been conquered her a long time ago in the garden, right? And so, you know what I'm saying, they want to destroy you men, and they've been trying to destroy you since they brought you here in captivity. You know what I mean? So the truth of the Holy Scriptures is to actually, you know what I'm saying, reform your mind and to make you remember who you were. The Lord said, I'll put you in remembrance, though you once knew this. All right. So real quick. Psalms 137 verse 3. By the rivers of Babylon they were sat down. Yeah, we wept when we remember Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. It says, for they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land, right? So the elites, right? They see you got talent, right? They might see you that you got a following and stuff like that. You might be an independent artist, but if you want to go to the next level, if you want to elevate yourself and become a multi-millionaire and headline Lollapalooza, and you want to be up there taking pictures with Drake, you know what I'm saying? You want to be up there like 21 Savage. You got to take that oath. You got to drink blood. You got to deal with men. You got to get up in the coffin with a man. You know what I'm saying? You got to let men fondle you. All right. So all these dudes are not thugs. They're not nothing to look up to, because a man that would deal with another man and is not nobody to look up to. All right. A man that would sell out his nation and his God and whatever he believes in for some money is not somebody that you should be aspiring to be or anything of that nature, because come to find out, those type of individuals are the reason why we're in captivity. Sellouts, coons like Sammy from from Django, right? I think that was his name. Well, Samuel Jackson was playing, right? They said, Calvin, no. You know, he was so adamant to do he was so eager to be a house nigga that he didn't care about, you know what I'm saying, fucking his people up. And that's you celebrities. Your celebrities, you don't care about your people, you care about yourself. And you push this fake narrative of like, you know, we care about the people. No, you don't. You never cared about the people. Because if you did, you wouldn't push this bullshit that you do in your music. They're always pushing positivity and love. And, you know, when you see them in their interviews, these artists, these entertainers, these rappers, they're always talking about, you know, positivity and helping the community. But when you see them get on stage and you see them perform their music, it's all about death. It's all about nigga shit. It's all about the women being whores. It's all about the destruction of the family house. They don't rap about nothing positive, and they never speak about anything that's constructive to the community. Especially these new age women rap nowadays. Like, first of all, no grown ass man that's a real man is gonna want to listen to no fucking woman rap. All right, I'd rather listen to a woman sing or something like that, some R&B blues like Anita Baker or some shit like that, or like, you know, or like this new stuff. Even I'd rather listen to motherfucking Lana Del Rey than I'd rather listen to fucking Sexy Red or one of these hoes. But at the end of the day, this is the world we live in, and that's what's promoted and pushed. See, like I said before, you could be talented, but if you're not pushing their agenda, if you're not kissing a dude on stage like Lil Nas, see, like right now you're not hearing much about Lil Nas. The next time he kisses a nigga on stage, you're gonna hear a bunch of shit, and you know what I'm saying, he got to do a video where he's twerking on Satan, you know what I mean, and all this craziness. Okay, so that's the point. The point is that you cannot be anybody in this society unless you worship the damn devil. All right. So they see the talent and they use you. Okay. Now going on to the crack war, right? Or the war on drugs. That was nothing but a big ass lie. Okay, because prior to they took it to the worst parts of the city and all that shit, was in the trenches, and you could see like the devastation that the drug war has had on our communities, right? But before that, they didn't exist in the 20s, 30s, 40s. You know what I'm saying? When Jake was being super oppressed. Now Jake is oppressed still, but when Jake didn't have, you know what I'm saying, he was basically like a fucking, you know, he was just shining shoes and shit. You didn't have bank accounts. You wasn't able to go and purchase a home, like, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't like this. You could go and vote, or you could become the senator and shit like that. There wasn't you didn't have those type of rights. So back then, like, it was just, you know what I'm saying, you know, you had the family nucleus. People wasn't fat, people weren't strung out on drugs. There wasn't but the white man created the war on drugs. He's the one that created these synthetic drugs. The so-called white man, the devil, he created the war on drugs. It's called problem, create the problem, and then they bring the solution. You know, they create the problem and then they sort of quote unquote bring the solution. And their solution was incarcerate all these Negroes, all right, for petty stuff. You know, incarcerate these Latinos incarcerate, you know, police their neighborhoods extra badly, put the crack in there, put the guns in there, because that's what they did in all these major cities. Like, for instance, look at Detroit. For instance, Detroit used to be a prosperous place, man. Even Cleveland used to be a prosperous place, man. Where, but all like the slaves, like the descendants of the slaves from the South, a lot of them, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, a lot of them went up to Cleveland, Detroit, and all these different areas, right up there in the north, by the lakes, you know, Michigan, you know, and all those regions, because of the fact that there was so much jobs, and these cities were very prosperous, the Motor City and all these different cities. But if you look at them now, they're fucking destroyed, the majority of them, you know what I'm saying? And people don't want to go there. It's fucking cold as hell. They don't have all this prosperous prosperity that they used to have, you know? Okay, so with that being said, it was done by design. This devil don't care about, you know what I'm saying? Because wherever Jake was thriving, he wanted to destroy. And these major urban centers, you know what I'm saying, this is where Jake went, you know? These major urban locales and shit, right? Where now you see drug problems, prostitution, and all this different shit, shootings and gang violence and blah blah blah, right? Because back then Esau seen that, okay, we in the 60s, you know, we gave these niggas some rights. We gave them rights. We gave them the ability to vote. We gave them the ability to do this and that. We can't let them get too prosperous. We can't let them, you know, we got to throw a wrench in their plans. So let's first of all, let's give these women rights to do what they want to do. Let's take the dad out the house. Let's take the dad out the house, right? Let's push propaganda to put it in these women's heads that they don't need a man, and they you know, they can do bad all by themselves, and you know, the man is not important. You know, just be a boss babe and be a boss bitch, and just, you know what I'm saying, you could have a family when you're 40. Okay, just focus on yourself. It's all about you, queen of heaven, and that was another tactic. So you have the war on drugs that this devil created, right? Which was fabricated, okay. And the CIA and the FBI was all behind that. The so-called white man, the so-called Jew, using these organizations to destroy your communities, because he didn't go to his little suburban areas and shit and try to put the drugs in those areas. No, he put it in the inner cities, the major cities where Jake was thriving. New York City, a lot of Puerto Ricans, a lot of Negroes, a lot of you know, New York City, Baltimore, Cleveland, Detroit, you know, so on and so forth. All these major hubs, the cities where you had a large concentration of Jakes. All right, the South too, you know, but all over the country, right? Now, you have this article here. I'm gonna read it because this guy that used to be a Nixon aide, and he said the following. It says, Nixon advisor admits, it's from 2016. It says, admits war on drugs was designed to criminalize black people, and really criminalize them and destroy them, destroy their. Because once you start treating a certain group of people like criminals and shit like that, you what you do is you destroy their families, destroy their futures, you know. You put them in unfair scenarios and shit, right? You toss them out there. Not only do you put them in slavery for 400 years, and then when you so-called give them their so-called rights and freedom, which, you know, we're still in slavery, but when you release them, right, into the world to be normal people, right? You put hurdles in their way, you know. You put fucking hurdles and stumbling blocks, you know. You put drugs in there. You put guns in there. You put rap music, because rap music back then, when it first started, you know, saying Harlem, all that shit, it was all, you know, it was actually like family friendly type joints, you know. Even like Big Daddy Kane and them, they wasn't like so vulgar as today. They wasn't so like, you know, explicit with the shit, talking about, you know, everything is just out there, bro. You know, everything is just out there. There's no more like coded messages and words, you know what I'm saying, romantic talk. Ain't shit like that no more. It's just like straight out there, you know what I'm saying. Let's just get straight to the point, you know what I'm saying. Like, it's just, you know. And what it's caused is it's caused all these single motherhood. It's caused just a dating culture where, like, you know, it's just fucking around and nobody's, like, you know what I'm saying, serious about these people not getting married no more, you know. Plus, the marriage itself is a business that benefits the woman, you know. So, you know, that's another reason why, you know, people aren't getting married. But on top of that, like, marriage isn't even viewed as something to be sacred anymore. You know what I mean? On top of that, it's a bad deal for the man. You know, it's a good deal for her, but it's a bad deal for you, because she could just up and leave at any point with no consequences. You know what I'm saying? Because now there's not even any societal pressure for her to stay, because she's not even shamed. Society doesn't even shame her ass for leaving you, or leaving her kids, or leaving, you know, or leaving her situation. You know what I'm saying? Or being a good woman or anything like that. There's no societal pressure. There's no religion no more, so-called religion. Back then, at least, they kind of feared God a little bit. You know, what they called God. You know, they don't know the true power. But so you have a lot of moving pieces. You have a lot of moving pieces to how this devil has destroyed you to this day. You know, you have a lot of so you got to understand the history to know the mystery, man. You have to understand the mind of this devil. You got to understand to defeat the devil, to catch a predator. You got to think like the predator. This devil has the nerve to call Jake a super predator. The so-called white man is the biggest super predator out there, man. This fucking devil, Hillary Clinton, said Jake is super predators. No, you devils are the super predators, man. You're the ones out here chasing us down and then holding yourselves not guilty. Matter of fact, before I read this, let me get that Zechariah 11. All right, because you devils are the ones that's out there persecuting us, that will not leave us alone. You won't leave us the fuck alone. You won't release us. You're in Egypt. We're in Egypt, right? And like Pharaoh said back then, you know, the Lord hardened his heart. He refused to let us go. You devils are doing the same shit. You're in the spirit of Pharaoh again. You never you would never leave us alone. You won't never let us get out of here. That's why Yahweh Shem Yahshua got to return to get us out of here himself. You know, because you devils will not. You know, you ain't gonna let us go free. Why would you? Why would you let us go free? Because that's free labor for you. Easy money. You know. And you get to keep us on the bottom, because you know that it says in Judith the 5th chapter, the 20th verse, if their God be with them, you know, we shall not be able to overthrow them. You know, so yeah, man. This is why you want to keep us in this fucking low state. That's why you want to keep us worshiping the damn Christianity, man. What the hell is a Christianity, man? That's why you want us to keep these Western practices like monogamy and shit. All right, that's why you don't want us to be fruitful and multiply and shit. That's why you set up Planned Parenthood. That was another CIA operation, Planned Parenthood. And look at what this devil did, man. You got many government programs set up to dismantle and destroy Jake from within. You know, like COINTELPRO. You know, where they was infiltrating all kind of Jake organizations, you know, like the Black Panthers and so on and so forth, the Freedom Liberation and all that stuff, you know, the Green Berets. I think the Puerto Ricans has some too, like National Liberation Army or some shit like that. They had positive movements for Jake, you know, because Jake was getting beat up in the streets, you know, and so they, you know, what did you expect them to do? They were gonna do something to defend and police their own communities, like the Bloods and the Crips. In the beginning, the Bloods and the Crips wasn't like what they are today. Just some niggas like selling dope and, you know, with no order and no structure. Like the Bloods and the Crips, BDs, GDs, and all these different people, they all had, like, you know, like Larry Hoover and all these niggas. They all had like structure, and it wasn't all about terrorizing the neighborhood. But nowadays, it's all about terrorizing the fucking neighborhood. You know, actually, they were set up to protect and police their own communities. You know. Back in the beginning, but that shit was infiltrated too. So everything was infiltrated by the so-called white man, and so it just goes to show you that he's your enemy. So like I said, you got to know the predator to catch the predator. You got to know how he thinks. You got to know how he operates. You got to know what spirit, you know what I'm saying, what his intentions are, and you really have to be dead asleep to not see it. to not understand like where you at. You're in Babylon, man. You're in America. You're in hell. You're being constantly oppressed, bro. You know what I mean? So Zechariah 11 and verse 3, it says, there is a voice of the howling of the shepherds, for their glory is spoiled, a voice of roaring of young lions, for the pride of Jordan is spoiled. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. They that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, for their own shippers pity them not. Yeah, their own people that's supposed to be, you know, their own celebrities, their own leaders, you know, their own leaders don't even pity them, you know. They'll sell them out, like Tyler Perry, you know, like Steve Harvey, like all these different guys, you know. They don't pity the flock. They don't pity Israel. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't teach them the truth. They don't tell them who's their enemy and who and what time it is, and you know the names of the Lord, and you know America's gonna be destroyed and there's hope for you. They want to keep you in stupidity, man. So their own shepherds pity them not. So their possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, man. They go up in there, they write the laws and they break them themselves. All right, Isaiah 10 and 1, it says, woe to you that decree unrighteous decrees and grievousness which ye have prescribed. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? They shoot you, they kill you, they plant drugs on you, they say that you didn't do nothing, and all they do is cut you a check at the end of the day. Maybe they'll cut you a check if they find that the police officer was in fault. If not, if they say that you're a threat and you opposed a threat, you ran, you resisted arrest, blah, blah, all this shit, whatever technicality they come up with, you know, they're going to say they're not guilty, you know? And sometimes it be your own cops. It be your own cops too. I mean, your own Jake so-called Negro Latino American that put on that uniform, and they be, a lot of the times they be even worse than the white cop, man, because they're trying to show out for their daddy massa. You know, they're trying to show out and show that they're a good boy. So that's why I don't respect nobody that's a cop, that's a Negro Latino. If you're a cop, you're a weirdo, man. You're actually a sellout, man, too. You're a sellout and a coward, because it doesn't matter. I don't care. Oh, there's other jobs you could do instead of putting on that goofy ass uniform and walking around here policing your own fucking people. You're a slave patrol. You're like one of those slave patrols, man. You put on that dumbass uniform and you go out there and you do the white man's bidding, you know. Oh, and if you go to the army too, that's another thing. You're part of the Marines, or you know what I'm saying. You know, all that shit, bro. All that shit. You're a loser, brother. You're a loser. All right, if you come out of that, that's one thing. But if you continue in that shit, because I know there's certain brothers that was in that shit, that was in the military and the army and stuff like that, they'll come out of that. But anybody that's in there and believes in the red, white, and blue, and you know they believe in the American dream, and you know serving your country, you're a fucking asshole. And the Most High gonna smoke your stupid ass, because the Lord said He would destroy them that are clothed in strange apparel, man. And you clearly got the American flag on your fucking you got the American flag on your you know, you wear that motherfucker for underwear. You wear that motherfucker everywhere, you know. Jake got that shit entrenched in them, you know, the American dream, the Star Spangled Banner, you know. All that shit was not meant for you. That was meant for the so-called white man, okay? This society was not meant for you. This place was not meant for you. You built it, but it wasn't meant for you. That's why it says you shall build vineyards, and you shall plant them, and others shall inhabit them. Others shall reap the rewards. It says that the plowman shall overtake the reaper. We're the plowman. We're the ones that working. We're the ones that we're like, the society is like standing up on top of us, man. Like this society, like we're the pillars of the society. Like if it wasn't for us, the society wouldn't even run. The Mexicans, Latinos are the ones that's doing all the menial work. Negro Latinos. I'm talking about Issachar. Issachar's the one that's cleaning the hotels. They're cleaning the houses. They're doing the work that Esau don't want to do. You know, Judah's the one that's working these jobs that like minimum wage, you know, and it's different stuff, right? So this country wouldn't run without us, man. But they got the nerve to call Jake, you know, illegal aliens, you know, the Mexicans and the Central American Guatemalans and all that different stuff, right? Oh, you're illegal aliens. This is our land, man. You know, this is the land of the Native American Indian. You know, the land of the Issachar. You know, all that shit. Why do you think there's states called California, Nevada, New Mexico, Texas? All these are all so-called Hispanic names, man. So-called, you know, Mexico used to belong to the, Texas used to belong to Mexico, man. You know. So yeah, bro. This devil, he slay us, and he hold himself not guilty. He say I didn't do shit, okay? And they really believe that the Most High is with them, you know, which he was, just for a period, so he could fuck us up, because he was wroth with us, so he gave us into the hands of our oppressors. But the ultimate blessing is not for you, devil. So America's not the kingdom. America's your kingdom. America's just like hell. America's like hell, and that's not the kingdom of heaven. That's the kingdom of Esau, man. Which is it's collapsing, you know, because of the things we've spoken about in this particular video, man. But because of the things that we always speak about through the scriptures, man, you know, because of the wickedness of this place. A kingdom can't be established upon wickedness, man. All right, it can't be rooted in wickedness for it to thrive and last. All the kingdoms of the earth came to naught because they were not rooted in righteousness. They were rooted in evil and death and idol worship and whoredom and prostitution and, you know, and things of that nature. That's what fueled these different kingdoms out here. You know, like the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, so on and so forth, man. Babylon, ancient Babylon. You know, what they call Mesopotamia. What they call the Medes and the Persians and all that different shit. They were all moles. They were all freaks. They all like to do the butt play. They all like the you know what I'm saying? They all liked all that weird shit, bro. All right. They all like to deal with men and he-she's and, you know, and weird sex parties and shit. That's what America took on, the customs of this place. So, and do weird drugs. But America took the drugs to another level. You got all these fucking psychedelic drugs that was invented by this devil in the lab that makes Jake trip out, man. Like LSD. LSD was used by was created by the CIA and all these people to, like, you know, test on subjects and make people, you know, bug out and do what they say. But they give that shit to the people, man. They give niggas LSD, MDMA. You know, they give them all this different shit, man. This is why you see these people all bugged out. This is why there's so many car accidents all the time. Because I believe a lot of this shit is because these niggas be on drugs. You know, they be sleeping, nodding off. There's always a fucking car accident on these highways. Like right now, there's a fucking car accident all the time. Because these niggas just be bugged out. They be gone. They be drooling on themselves, bro. You know what I mean? And every place you go, every goddamn town, there's gonna be like 20 pharmacies in that bitch. Because every place you go, all these people need their drugs. They need their fix. They need either caffeine or nicotine, or they need some other type of fucking melatonin, or they need something. But they're on some type of drug, and if they don't get it, they go crazy. You know what I mean? They go fucking crazy. So the war on drugs was nothing but a big ass lie, and the so-called white man is the devil, and he clearly is the devil. And there's no justification for what this devil has done. What he did was persecute us with a perpetual hate, man. All right, that's fucking hatred. What this devil did, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a lack of natural affection. See, we wouldn't even do that to these devils. When we're in the kingdom, we're not gonna fucking feed them drugs all day long so they can destroy themselves and shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna treat these nations fairly. You know what I'm saying? Esau, even though we're gonna beat his ass and shit, we ain't gonna torture his ass and do no weird shit, man. You know, we ain't gonna be doing no weird shit, graping his ass and doing all this crazy stuff. We're not gonna do that. You know what I mean? We're not gonna do that stuff. You know, we're gonna be fair in our punishments, man, with these devils. And when the Most High burns this devil up, that's gonna be the ultimate fairness, man, for what this devil has done. Because the witch, he's a witch. Like the brother said, pharmakia, man, a sorcerer. The judgment for a witch is to burn by fire at the stake. All right, just like Salem, man. You know, which I go over there from time to time. You know what I'm saying? To you know, sometimes I go up there. Sometimes duty calls me up there from time to time, and you see the fucking demonic spirit that's over there, man. So that's the spirit of America. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you see these license plate, when you see the Massachusetts license plates, that should be saying, that shit says the spirit of America. The spirit of America is the spirit of witchcraft, of sodomy, the spirit of Salem, the spirit of. So that's why it has to burn by fire. That's why the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yashai got to burn this motherfucker with fire, brother. And that's how it's gonna go down. And that's how we want. That's why we're gonna see we're gonna rejoice when this place goes up in smoke. You know what I mean? I ate the water, Ezekiel 35:5, because that has perpetual hatred. See, a constant hatred, man. A constant fucking hatred for us. You know what I'm saying? Well, we really didn't do much to you, man, except take the birthright from you. But you know, it was all through the spirit. We supplanted you fair and square, you know, because you're a carnal devil, and you ain't no good anyway. So what the hell was you gonna do with the birthright anyways? It wasn't even meant for you. It was meant for us, the children of Israel, man. Okay, so yeah, because I has had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. It says, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the day that their iniquity had an end. See, by the force of the sword, this devil shed our blood, right? And the Lord said, he that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. This is the faith and the patience of the saints. So he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. You got to go down by the sword, because you live by the sword. So all you niggas that's picking up the gun and trusting Esau's blessing, and the Lord said, cursed be the man that trusts in man and make your flesh his arm, Jeremiah 17, right? So where you going with Esau's blessing? Nowhere but the grave. And that's what Esau wants to set you up. This is why all these songs, they talk about 223, Smith & Wesson, Glock 9, this and that. It should be criminalized to talk about all this bullshit. That should be punishable by jail time, bro. You know what I mean? That should be punishable by fucking jail time. They got this freedom of speech law, right? Which it worked in our favor, because we could speak about the truth and they can't say nothing, because we have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of express and gather yourselves together, right? You have a freedom to gather as people and talk and discuss things, right? According to the Constitution, all right? But George Bush said that, George Bush Sr. said that's nothing but a piece of paper. Because at the end of the day, what this devil does is he operates outside of the law, through these different CIA agencies, NSA, FBI. This is why he established the war on drugs. You know, this is why he's constantly oppressing you, and constantly putting up programs and putting up stumbling blocks to fuck with Jake, man. Raising the prices of every fucking thing, making rent high as hell. You know, where only so-called white people can afford certain things. You know, gentrifying neighborhoods, getting you to get up out of there because you can't afford it no more. You know, all tools that this devil uses to destroy Jake, man, to destroy our people, because he knows that we're under those curses, man. You know, he knows that we're under those curses. So what he wants to do is to see you totally destroyed, and that's the perpetual hatred. Ezekiel 35:5. That's the perpetual hatred that this devil got, man, for you. You know. So why are you trying to constantly save this devil? You so-called Negro Latinos that's out there. Why would you want to save this devil that has constantly done nothing but destroy you? That shows you that our people have a good heart. They really do. Our people do have a good heart, even though they're wicked as fuck and they're dumb as hell. But they have a noble heart, a noble intentions. A lot of them do. They're just simple. You know. Like I was watching this one documentary from this dude Tommy G. He does like these. He goes places and he like interviews the people, and his content's pretty decent, you know. But I think he might be a Jake, you know, probably like one of them Irish Jakes and shit. But yeah, the point being that in the last part of the video, he was in Gary, Indiana, the last one. And one of the dudes had one of the Yahweh Bashim Yashai chains on. I think it was actually in the Yiddish. I don't think it was in the Paleo Hebrew, but that, you know, Jake knows about the truth. But Jake was talking like he wanted to save the community. We could build Gary back up and this and that, right? So, you know, that's the wrong mentality to have. Just like, you know, previously spoke about the, you know, you in that mentality of saving your oppressors. We're not, they sold you another lie about equality. They sold you another lie of dealing with equality. That's bullshit, bro. You're not equal to a fucking devil. You're not equal to this so-called white man. You're superior to this white man. The only reason why you're in this bondage and hell and low levels because the Most High subjected you to vanity. The scripture said the creature was subject to vanity, not by choice or not, you know, but by the will of Him that subjected him to the same reason of hope, right? The Lord set you in this condition. If it was a normal circumstances, like, you know, we were on the same playing field, you know, and we was, you know what I'm saying, we started off on the same level, Esau could never see us, bro. Esau could never deal with us, man. Esau could never, because he could never look at us like, oh, we would have been past this devil. In captivity, look at what Jake has done, man. Our people have done miraculous, marvelous things in this place, bro. We made the NBA. We created the fucking NBA, man. The NBA was gonna die, man, if it wasn't for Magic Johnson, bro, and Larry Bird, 2 Jakes, one white boy and one Israelite, man. But the NBA was gonna fucking die, man, if it wasn't for Julius Erving, if it wasn't for fucking Michael Jordan and them, if it wasn't for Hakeem Olajuwon, the NBA wouldn't be what it is today, man. That shit would have died. All these little niggas playing basketball and shit, they wouldn't even be playing basketball. They would be playing some other shit if it wasn't for the popularity of the NBA was because of fucking Jake. The NFL, nobody wanted to watch fucking Dan Marino. Dan Marino was whack as hell. Dan Marino was an Edomite. Along came all these Jakes into the league, right? Warren Moon and all these different Jakes, man, right? Cunningham, Randall Cunningham, and all these different niggas, Randy Moss, and all these legends, Lawrence Taylor, and Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a Jake, man. That's a black man right there, you know. These are you see he totally demolished all the Dan Marino records and Peyton Manning and all them niggas because he's an Israelite, you know. So like I said, we made the NFL great, you know. We made America great, goddammit. So we made everything. This society wouldn't thrive without it. So yeah, but this devil wants to keep you under his foot. Now it says Nixon advisor admits war on drugs was designed to criminalize black people. After President Richard Nixon, who's one of the most demonic presidents that this country ever had, especially towards the tribes. But he's nothing but a puppet. The president is nothing but a puppet. That's who they blame. Like they said, the Reagan era, Reaganomics, and that's who they blame. The elites above him are the ones that make the decisions. The so-called Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, Warburgs, you know, Paul Warburg and them. They're descendants, you know. The descendants of the Warburgs, the descendants of the Medici family, the Orsini family. These motherfuckers, these are the ones that are making the decisions. Not the fucking president. The president got very little say-so in the matter. You know, he just does what he's told, you know. This is kind of why they had a little problem with Trump, because Trump was kind of like, you know, he was like a little rebel a little bit, you know. But they about to let this nigga back in. We hope they let his ass back in, because that's Nero, and hopefully Nero burns this motherfucker down like he did in Rome, or help burn it down, because he's gonna get into the spout with Putin and the so-called Jew down there. So everything's gonna escalate starting next year, Lord willing, because the elections were recently. Elections were, you know, we're in election season, you know, so pretty soon, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have a so-called new president, which probably is gonna be Donald J, and hopefully come back in there and burn this motherfucker down. But anyways, because the crypt keeper Biden, this motherfucker, he's over there forgetting stuff, and you know what I'm saying, they just got him over there for I don't know what, you know. Just to show you that this place is a joke, they got the crypt keeper up there, man. You know. So in '71, Richard Nixon declared a war on drugs. The number of people incarcerated in jails in America went from 300,000 to 2.3 million, and about 90% is probably jigs. 80-90% I would wager. I'd be willing to wager that about 90 or 80% of them are Negro and Latinos, man. Native Americans too. Okay, the gangs and the prisons and all that shit is comprised of jakes, man. You got a few Aryan Brotherhood dudes, white trash, but a lot of them are just as poor, white trash, trailer parks, you know, like Eminem and shit like that, you know. Oh, speaking of Eminem, he was using suicidal culture and all that shit too, and drug overdoses and shit, right? Like Exorcist Tentacion, and this other guy, Juice World, you know, and Future and all these niggas. But anyways, it says half of these in federal prison are incarcerated for a drug offense. 2/3 of those in prison for drug offenses are people of color. 2/3, see? That's the way, that's the spirit, 2/3. 2/3 of these niggas, you know? It says disproportionate arrest, conviction, and sentencing rate for drug offenses have devastated communities of colors in America. Yeah, taking your dad out the house. You know, now your mama got to raise you and your four brothers or 5 brothers or whatever. You know, however the case may be. All right, now you over there all messed up. You know, you don't got a father figure. You go to the streets, or you become a mo. You start to deal drugs. You know, you start to miss school. You stop going to school. You become a rapper. You become a, you know, whatever you become, right? You stop becoming. You stop having order in your life because a man brings order to your life, man. A father brings structure and order and discipline and stoicism and respect, and you know what I'm saying. That's what the importance of a man is not just a fucking checkbook. You know, a man is not just an ATM for your ass to use. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you feel like it. The value of a man cannot be quantified and just mere dollar signs. You know what I mean? Oh, your dad sent you money and that's it. Nah, your dad got to be present in your fucking life. That's what's wrong with this goddamn place. You know, the dad is never there. You know, the dude just busts all in the woman, and then boom. You know, she don't even want the father around no more. You know, so yeah, I don't like this guy no more. Let me go back to my ex, or let me go back to this, or let me go back to that. I could raise the kid by myself. Like, what the fuck you had what you have the man around for then? You know what I mean? What do you have the man around for? You know, for nothing. You know, these women are backwards, but you could blame the white man for this. You know, he has made her to believe that she doesn't need you. And then when that little child, when that boy, it grows up to be feminine, it grows up to go and blow up shoot up the school or whatever, or shoot up the block, you know, because he ain't got no discipline in his life. You know, he's emotional. He's quick to fight somebody because they stepped on his shoe and shit. You know, you could blame the mama and you could blame the white man. You know, for creating that little nigga. The scripture say, "Menstruous woman shall bring forth monsters." 2 Esdras 5:8. Menstruous woman shall bring forth monsters, bro. All right, so these little niggas are monsters, bro. And the war on drugs and all this shit has to do with it, man. Incarceration, institutionalization. All right, meaning these prisons and all this different shit has a lot to do with it. Has a lot to do with these problems that's going on here, man, in our communities, so-called communities, man. Which, you know, we don't even have communities, bro. You know, we got dysfunctional, you know, projects and ghettos, and you know, our people are scattered all over the place, man, with no common unity, and you know, you got a bunch of just random stragglers. You know, they don't have any type of you know, they talk about unity and unity. Our people can never come together until the Lord Yahweh Shai brings us back together. You know, under the truth, under the banner of, you know, the real truth, bro. Under King David, under, you know what I'm saying? Then we could call it unity. You know, these fucking clowns over there talk about unity this and unity that. Sorry, man. There's no unity, bro, with all these different demons. How could you unite with demons? How could you unite with dudes that's not teaching the whole truth, bro? That's not teaching the Bible. They're not teaching the scriptures, bro. They're teaching their own little version of what they believe the scriptures are about. You know, so we can't join up with Jake, bro. How are we gonna join up with our people? They're all believing in Christianity. They're believing in this and that. All right, the Lord said, touch not the unclean thing, I'll receive you, man. Our people are unclean for the most part. And they have to wash themselves in the word. They have to wash themselves in this truth. They have to wash themselves with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. All right, then we can receive them. Now, anyway, it says between 1980 and 2011, arrest of African Americans for violent property crimes fell, but rose dramatically for drug offenses, as the Washington Post reported. African Americans are more likely to be arrested for selling or possessing drugs than whites, even though whites use drugs at the same rate, or more likely to sell drugs, and are more likely to sell drugs. See, so the war on drugs was totally designed to destroy you, bro. All this war on drugs. You just call it war on so-called black people and Latinos, man. On the Israelites. It's not the war on drugs. It's not the drugs they want to stop. Because the people that do the most drugs are white people, man. They're the ones that do the cocaine. Who got money for cocaine? You niggas got money for cocaine? You think Jake got money to buy a kilo of coke? Should go for like $20,000, $30,000. $15,000, whatever the hell it go for. But, you know, you think they got money for that shit? You know, the majority of them don't got money for that. They do more cheaper drugs, you know. But, you know, Jake, I mean, these higher up elites, you know, they do all kind of drugs, man. They do all kind of drugs, you know. So these cartels and these different Mexican cartel, Colombian cartel, this and that, all they do is supply a need. They supply the need of the so-called white man. You know, they found a market where they could make a bunch of money, and the so-called white man, you know, he knows the game, and he allows it, you know, and he knows that as long as the drug trade is going on, our people will constantly be destroyed. They'll be killing each other over the drugs. The communities will be messed up, you know. Children without fathers, you know, women without husbands, you know, children dying at a young age. So in here, he allows, you know, once he put it out there, you know, it wasn't no stopping it. So this war on drugs, he doesn't want to stop it. He just wants to continue to incarcerate you, Jakes, have you go to prison, get you locked up, get you a felony, get you a record, so you can't work, you can't do this, you can't do that, you know. So you can, because once Jake goes into the system, it's a high possibility that he's going to continue to be in this cycle of going into prison, parole, coming out, ankle monitor, boom, 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 going back, you know, going back to the streets. Because what the fuck is it? More than likely, he's not gonna, you know, he's not gonna reform himself like Wallow, you know. Which Wallow, let me say this, that's another nigga that sold out. Wallow, the nigga Wallow 267 from Philly, him and the dude Gilly the Kid. This nigga Gilly the Kid he's an annoying box head nigga, man. You know, every time he talk, I just turn it off, man, because he's always talking, open his mouth man wide and shit. He's just annoying. That nigga, he man, that nigga get on your nerves easily, man. But that nigga sacrificed his boy in the hood. He sacrificed his little boy, you know, because to keep that goddamn podcast $1 million worth of game, boy, you got to give up sacrifices, man. You think you're gonna give interviews to Pooh Shiesty and this person and that person, and you just gonna play it fair? It's not how it works. All right, you're a part of the industry. You got to sell out. You got to give up a sacrifice. You got to do something, bro. All these guys, man. It don't matter who it is. Ricky Smiley, bro. Call anybody, man. Anybody of these big dudes, D. Ray Davis, all these guys, man. Mike Epps, they've all sold out. They all took the bag. They all participate in the industry. Anybody that's an insider, Tyler Perry, all of them. They all know what's going on. They all know we're the Israelites. They all know that the white man's the devil. They all know about the war on drugs. They all know about all this shit. They all know you know, but they're too scared to say or do anything about it. They're too scared to tell the truth, you know. And sometimes they might say one or two things that are true, you know, like Kanye, but they'll get slapped around and they get put back in line. You know, they go back to the cloning facility. Or they go back to the MK Ultra site, man. You know, like Kanye, man. You know, Kanye, you shut the fuck up, nigga. You know, that's what they told his ass. They told Kanye to shut his ass up, man. They took his money from him, took his bitch from him, you know, took his kids from him, took his Adidas deals, froze his accounts. JP Morgan said, nope, we ain't fucking with this guy no more. We ain't dealing with this guy, man. This guy ain't playing games. He wants to break the oath. You know, we gonna do his ass dirty, man. But yeah, going on, it says President Nixon's creation of war on drugs to criminalize black people amplified the presumption of guilt assigned to black people since slavery and entrenched the racialization of criminality that began in earnest with lynching. The Nixon administration's strategy of using drugs to vilify African Americans night after night on the news fostered a politics of fear and anger towards blacks, so-called blacks, that reached frenzied heights in the 90s. You know, plus every time you turn on the TV, you see a so-called Negro as a thug or a gangster or a rapper, or, you know, some type of thug life. And, you know, like, this is why, you know, the so-called white America is so scared of you. You know, they lock their doors when they see you, you know, or whatever. Even if you're a good kid, maybe you might be just in school, whatever. You know, you didn't really do nothing. You just go home, or, you know. But you look like one of the dudes up the block that be doing what they do. You know, you look like them. You know, so they don't know the difference. They just see the predator. They just see a threat. You know, that's why you have cases like Trayvon Martin, where, you know, they just get shot, and, you know, Trayvon Martin was just a regular kid. You know, he probably wasn't a gangster or whatever, but he's probably a demon anyways. The Lord took him out. Or he could have been innocent. It's all the Lord's plans anyways. Well, the scripture saying, as none has perished being innocent, have any perished being innocent, Job 4:7. But you understand what I mean. Like, you know, the Lord could use you just, you know, just as a martyr, as an example. You know, just like when that blind man, when the blind kid, Yahushua healed, you know, his parents asked him they asked him who sinned, him or his parents, and the Lord said neither. You know, it was that the work of the Most High be manifest in him, the power of the Most High may be shown in him. You know, so yeah, it says sensationalist media accounts of soaring crime rates in the 80s and 90s, combined with extraordinary resentment about rehabilitation programs within prisons, to create a political environment in which every elected official sought to be tough on crime, decreeing that gangs and drugs have taken over our streets and undermined our schools. President Bill Clinton in '94 signed the Violent Crime Control Act and law enforcement, allotting $12.5 billion to states to increase incarceration. $12 billion to increase incarceration. You know, if they would have put all that money into the community and put it into y'all pockets, I guarantee you'd be much better off. But they don't want to do that shit. They'll invest money and send it to Ukraine. You know, they don't care. They let them wallow in the mire. They let them, you know, they let them just die. You know, fuck them. That's their mentality. Their mentality is fuck these people, which is fucked up. You know, because these are so-called U.S. citizens, right? They're your people, but you don't even give a damn about them. You know, because they're what? They're Israelites. You know. It says Congress has recently taken steps to reduce disparity in drug sentencing laws. That's a lie. And it's considering important reforms that would begin to address the campaign of racially masked incarceration of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. I just threw that in there. Launched by the Nixon administration more than 4 decades ago. So, yeah, man, this is not a thing of yesterday, man. You know, that this devil has been campaigning against you tribes, bro. Okay, it says the war on drugs is a term for the actions taken in the legal sense enacted by the U.S. federal government intended to reduce, aka the so-called white man, intended to reduce or eliminate the production and distribution of illicit drugs, when he's the one that did it. That's why the Lord said that he's the hypocrite, he's the one that's doing this shit. And then he turns around and accuses us to the brethren, to the Lord, right? The accuser of our brethren, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the accuser of our brother. He turns around and says, look at these people, Lord. Look at the people, Lord. They're killing themselves. They hate themselves. They hate you. They don't respect you. You know. But how is the people going to serve the Lord when you over there? First of all, they're poor as hell. They're all bugged out. They're worrying about how to pay their rents. They're worrying about how to do this and do that. This is why this devil wants to keep you in a rat race. So you can't, you know, focus on keeping the Most High's law. So you can't focus on, you know what I'm saying, being righteous. You can't be righteous in a society that's oppressing you 24/7, you know. So that's why the Lord is only dealing with that remnant that's going to come back and wake up through the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it says the war on drugs began during the Nixon administration. We already read that. The goal of reducing the supply and demands of illegal drugs, but an ulterior racial motive has been proposed. The ulterior racial motive is the fact that they want to kill and destroy the so-called black, native and Seminole Indian community, the Latino community. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. They want to destroy your motherfucking ass. They want to kill you. They want to make sure that you don't rise up. Psalms 83. Let's cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel be no longer in remembrance. You know, let us cut them off. You know. So it says the war on drugs has led to controversial legislation and policies, including mandatory minimum penalties. All right, like 3-strike rule. You know, you get 3 felonies, your ass go away forever. You know, that's what they used to do. I don't know if they do it again, still do it. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But it says in stop and frisk searches, which have been suggested to be carried out disproportionately against minorities, so-called Negro, Latino, the Israelites, because the Chinese don't get treated like that. The Hamites don't get treated like that. We get treated like that, man. You know. It says the effects of the war on drugs are contentious, with some suggesting that it's created racial disparities in arrests, prosecutions, imprisonment, rehabilitation. Others have criticized the methodology and conclusions of such studies. Anybody that would criticize the truth, that's because you're a wicked devil, or you've been paid off, or you love this world, whatever it is. But you're just evil, okay? Because the truth is the truth. The truth is the truth, and if you deny these truths, then you're part of the problem. You're part of the reason why our people are in this place. That's Spirit 666. You're part of the 666, man. You're part of those that worship the beast in his image, man. And you're gonna take that C-hip, that micro C-hip. The micro C-hip, which is the mark of the beast. You know what I mean? The micro C-hip is the mark of the beast, bro. You know? And the micro C-hip is the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? And these people are gonna take it, man. You know? The implantable device, you know what I'm saying, that goes up underneath the skin. All right, these people are going to take it because they love this place and they love their oppressor and they love their master, Daddy Esau, Daddy government. You know, so others have criticized the methodology and the conclusion of such studies. In addition to disparities in enforcement, some claim that the collateral effects of the war on drugs have established forms of structural violence, especially for minority communities. Of course, man. Of course, man. Anybody that denies that is a devil, a deceiver. You know. So yeah, this is why this place got to go down, man. And you know, I just want to touch on that real quick, man. The war on drugs. You know what I'm saying? And these celebrities, man. These wicked niggas. You know. They're all set up to deceive you, man. They possess and slay them, and they hold themselves not guilty. I'm gonna read that again. And I'll probably wrap up. It says, Zechariah 11 and verse 4, it says, thus saith the Lord, my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. Yeah, you're getting rich off of us, man. Right? And their own shepherds pity them not, for I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. I will deliver the men and everyone into his neighbor's hand, into the hand of his king, and they shall smite the land out of their hand. I will not deliver them. I will feed the flock of the slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock, and I will take unto me 2 staves, and I have called one beauty and other bands, and I will feed the flock. 3 shepherds also I cut off in 1 month, and my soul loathed them, and their soul have abhorred me. And then I said, I will not feed you that dieth, let it die. And that that which is to be cut off, let it be cut off, and let the rest eat, and everyone the flesh of another. Yeah, so the Lord has put us in the hands of these devils, man, and they've helped to forward our affliction, bro. But the Lord said, fear thou not, O Jacob, that worm, you know, for I will deliver thee, man. I'll be with you. You know, even though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you know, you fear no evil in Psalms 23. Because the rod and the staff, they comfort you, which is the scriptures, man, the word. So yeah, man, don't fall for the okie doke, bro. Don't fall for this bullshit, bro. Don't fall for this. Don't go to fucking prison and go into this goddamn circle and cycle where your life is all fucked up and destroyed. Because that's what this devil wants you to do, to be a nigga, to be one of these dreadlock demons, you know, walking around here shooting and killing each other so you could go and end up being in prison or in the grave, man. You know what I'm saying? Your life is valuable as an Israelite man, bro. So your job is to come to this truth and serve the Lord so that you may be delivered and the Lord may have mercy on you and your family, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, don't fall for the bullshit, man. Don't fall for the okie doke, bro. So with that call, I'm like, yeah, by Simi outside. By Simi Kakodas, the bonds to the apostle. That was a great millstone where we learn this truth. And peace, citation to your elect. Shalom, shalom.